I am here today to show you how to measure your horse for fitting a GG style halter. You might notice that we have lots of sizes available, and that makes it a little confusing when trying to figure out what size you need. So the best option, most people don't have a cloth measuring tape at their barn, but if you do, you can just use that and it will save a step. But what I like to do is just get baling twine, and the first measurement you want to take is around their nose. So I'm just going to put this around his nose, about where the noseband goes, and then mark that spot on my baling twine. Now you can either just mark that with a permanent marker, which is what I'm gonna do, or you can tie a knot in there or put a piece of tape. And then what I can do is take my tape measure and measure that later. So I'm gonna set that aside. Hopefully he leaves it alone. And then I'm gonna use my other piece and I'm gonna measure around his throat latch area. You'll notice that I'm not pulling these super snug. I'm kind of following where his halter goes, because if you pull them snug and then work off that measurement, you're gonna get a halter that fits really snug if that's the smallest measurement it goes. So there's my next mark. And you also need to make sure which end of the string you started. I made a note that I'm starting from the end that does not have a knot in it somewhere. So this one has a knot. And I'm just gonna do a little mark right there, and then I can measure these and go and look at our sizing chart and see. Now, when you look at the sizing chart, you want to find something in an ideal situation where these two measurements sit kind of between the minimum and maximum, so that you have the option to adjust up or down in case you need to tighten it up a little bit or loosen it up in some places. So the other option is, if you have a halter that you know already fits your horse really well, what you can do is just go ahead and measure that. So you would measure around the noseband, you would measure around the throat latch, so it's going to be the whole crown piece, the throat latch, so that whole circle. And then the other measurement that we have, which I didn't show you, is the measurement from here to here. And that one is pretty easy to take the same way that I just showed you. But that one you can also just measure typically with a measuring tape. So that is how you would measure and fit one of our GG halters.